welcome back to my channel. It's your girl KK and we are back with another video. Today, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, this video was pretty much put all the way together a couple days ago, and I have been stalling on putting it out. I don't really know even now how to feel about it, so I'm just gonna give y'all what I got. Today it's gonna be a Q&A. A lot of people don't know, but I put the first video out on the 17th for a specific reason. That is the 4-year anniversary of Junie's death. When I mentioned it on my introduction, I got a lot of feedback from people, some questions. So I was like, well, why not me follow up with a Q&A just so you know, we kind of just clear the air on that. And I thought what better day to do it with, you know, than his anniversary. So I'm going to just pretty much go through some questions with y'all. It took me a good little time to make this video because I just kind of been pushing it aside, you know. I'm probably going to pause for a second, you know, get myself together. I did not wear lashes today, you know, obvious reasons. Didn't think they were gonna hang on with if I cry or anything like that, but I'm gonna try to be as direct and straight to the point on this so that there's no, you know, emotional delays. So with the Q&A, I first want to say thank y'all so much for the feedback. I've been appreciating everything y'all been asking, telling, the encouraging words. I appreciate it so much. I can't wait for y'all to see this video today. It's a very important day. Usually this time every year I'm in a very dark place. I don't talk to people. I don't talk to anybody. I usually stay in my bed today. I'm usually drinking, or I usually, you know, just stay to myself in my bed, binge watch TV, kind of stay silent about the whole situation because it is kind of like it kind of like replays in your head every time the day comes, almost like a nightmare. So I think a part of this journey is that I switch the narrative, switch the tradition of being depressed when there's loss, and instead I'm going to make him proud by celebrating what I do know about him, what I can remember about him, the beautiful things that brought him here, and that's all I can do now. So pretty much on July 17th, he passed away due to SIDS. That is an acronym for Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. There is still no scientific determination as to where it comes from or how to prevent it. So I definitely want to bring awareness to mothers who lose kids to SIDS because I don't think a lot of people realize, but we're put under a microscope before they figure out exactly what happened to the child. We're put under interrogation. They want to make sure there was no foul play. A lot of the things that I think I would have wanted when I lost my kid, I didn't have the ability to have because he was considered evidence until they came to the final decision on how it happened. So I think that I think that process just made it traumatic even more because I wasn't able to just lose my baby and grieve, sit with him in the hospital and hold him and, you know, get myself together. It was kind of like everything literally happened at once, and I had to go from there to so many other attributes that played a part of like laying him to rest. So I'm gonna start with the Q&A. Thank y'all again for all the feedback. Like, comment, share, subscribe. After this, it's gonna get really fun. The next video y'all are gonna see, I'm gonna show y'all some of my coping mechanisms, the things that keep me going. So the first question I have is, how did he pass? I just told y'all SIDS. So yeah, there's that. The second question was, what was the hardest thing to deal with after him passing? The hardest thing to deal with after him passing for me would probably have to be when they called it. So when your child is in distress, you know, just like any other person, you call 911, they're trying to resuscitate and things of that sort. When they realized that he couldn't be resuscitated and they had to call the time of death, I think that's when everything kind of set in for me, because we rushed to the hospital right with the ambulance. Everything was kind of like right there in front of us. We were right outside of a room with a clear door watching them try to bring him back to life. So I think the hardest part for me would have been when they called it. You know, I was able to say goodbye, but it was in a room full of nurses and police. There was no privacy. There was no, I couldn't talk to my son discreetly. I couldn't properly say goodbye for as long as I wanted to or anything. A medical examiner was already on the way. Police were there wanting to question. They considered, which I still to this day think is a very sick thing, but they consider your child evidence until otherwise. They pretty much want to make sure there was no foul play, so they pull you through, you know, all the ringers to make sure that the kids were taken care of. Okay, so I want to say that probably was the hardest part, because I wasn't able to ever hold him again. I wasn't able to hold him. So that part really sucked, because the saying goodbye was just different, you know. So yeah, so that I think that was the hardest part. The next question was, do you have any regrets or feel you could have done anything better as a mom? So now that I want to say I'm entering my healing journey, I could say I have no regrets now. But in the beginning, absolutely. I think every parent, this is something you don't plan on doing. You plan on your kids burying you, and you never plan on it being the other way around. So I think, other than it being just a major shock for me, I think that the main regret was that he was 4 months, you know, and I was a very dedicated mom, more so to just trying not to be overbearing to his father. That was his firstborn, so I wanted to make sure he got that space to, you know, be a father without me, you know, being like, I've done this before, this is how you do this, and that. So I feel like I kind of took space from him, not intentionally. I think it was more so just to not step on his dad's toes. I kind of just took the back, you know, the back end of parenting. I fed him, changed him, and everything like that. But when it came to like that bonding, I really wanted that for his dad to experience that with his firstborn, organically, without me micromanaging or, you know, just being a mom. But I just didn't want to be in this way. So I think in turn, I always thought as he gets older, I'll have time to catch up and let him know how, you know, how mommy is. You know, I'll get that time to have with him and to get my mama's boy back. But right now it's kind of dope that, you know, he was a dad's baby, and I think that was probably my biggest regret. If I could have spent more time with him instead of like rushing to go back to work, or if I could have I don't know, I think that would be my regret. Just one more time. That's all you ever want when you lose people, right? More time. So yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Thank you. The next question I have is, how do you handle your kids' grief? So this was 4 years ago, which means my oldest was 5, and my second born was 1. Cameron, who is now 5, he remembers everything about Junie. They were the closest in age. They were almost a year apart, and no, a little over a year apart actually. And so they were the closest. So he remembers him even though he passed away when he was 1, which I think is beautiful. I do make sure They remember what he sees. He has the pictures all over my refrigerator. They see him often. They ask me questions. I think the best way I've handled their grief, especially at that age till now, is just making sure I'm as honest with them as I can be when it comes to when they do have questions. I was in such a space where I didn't really know how to process grief myself as an adult. All I knew was I had to be there for my kids. They were literally the only thing that kept me standing. It's like they can't see me go through this every day. So I would wait till they go to bed, Shout out to the mamas. Y'all know how that is. The shower cries, waiting you put the baby to bed and get that cry out. So that's kind of how it was when he passed away. I tried not to show them too much emotion because they were so young. I didn't want them to dwell on it so much. I wanted y'all to understand he was in heaven, but I didn't want every day to be Junie's not here, just a constant remembering. So I think they did very well with it. Even to this day, they bring him up. We celebrate his birthday. I've created a new tradition for his death date, which I write him a letter every year, and we're going to release lanterns later tonight in the sky for him. He's 4, so we got 4 lanterns. So I think just creating a tradition around it, making it not so, yeah, we miss you, but it doesn't have to always be a depressing moment. We can celebrate the life we had with you and the memories we have with you, and look at the beautiful pictures we have with you, and we're able to process it better. Yeah, that's a good question. Next question is, do you feel like 4 years later things have gotten better? I would like to say yes, but no. And I'm going to say no because I didn't grieve him the right way in the beginning. When I lost him, I didn't know what else to do but to shut down. I was completely numb. For months, I didn't even speak of him as he was passed away. I kept talking as if he was here, but just not physically with me. Junie, I was just really talking as him in present tense. I literally just started my healing journey, so the grieving for him has just started, which has impacted me so much because I'm grieving him and my mom at the same time, and I'm learning how to do those both at the same time. So I don't think it's gotten easier, but I feel like if I started therapy when I was supposed to, it could have definitely been easier on me. The coping skills would have been there. The way I chose to process him may have been different. Thank God for my village, because there was days that I couldn't get out of my bed and my mom would come sweep these kids up, or puppy love. Sorry, we just got a dog, y'all. So yeah, y'all see my baby? He's so spoiled. Say hey, Popcorn. Say hey. Say hi, I Popcorn. Hey y'all, I'm back. Okay, so I'm on the next question. What do you miss most about yourself prior to your grief? Damn, that's a good question too. I think I miss the most the ability to be happy effortlessly. This Popcorn, y'all, he want to be seen. Say hey Popcorn. Yeah, I think that I used to find the smallest things so easy to just be happy for. The little things that you forget on the daily, right? You're going through life and you forget that you're still being woken up every day. The gratitude. I think it was more instant and easier for me to see that prior to my son passing away. Now I'm still grateful for everything regardless, but I do feel like I have to be more intentional with making myself see those type of things. You know, I have to be very intentional with being grateful every day. So I have a gratitude journal now, whereas before I didn't feel like I needed one. I woke up every day, thank you God, go about my business. I think that when things hurt you, you tend to forget all the things that made you smile in the first place. Yeah, my child passed away at 4 months, but I know women who have not conceived, who are still wanting that one child. So I'm learning just to be more grateful, but I think that's probably one thing I miss the most about myself, is just being effortlessly grateful. So the next question, do you want more kids? Alright, this is an easy one. No. Absolutely no. I have had a rainbow baby a year after we lost Junie. She's 2, and that's my only girl, and I'm very grateful for her. I did not realize, okay, how difficult it was having a newborn after losing a newborn like that. I just thought, rainbow baby, so excited, what a blessing to be a mom again. Let's get through this pregnancy, and you know, let's just make sure I'm on my P's and Q's, right? No, your P's and Q's become like OD. Like when my daughter came home, she was fine, and I didn't sleep a wink. I mean, for months, me and her dad were just sitting staring at her sleep all day long, all morning, all night. We did not sleep, and we were okay with that, because guess what? As long as I could watch you breathing, I knew you were alive. And so I think the fear of just having an infant anymore is just not for me. I do thank God that I was able to give birth to 4 children, but your girl is done. Okay. That's a good question too. How did having a rainbow baby affect you? So I kind of just told y'all, like, you know, pretty much the same thing. It made me super paranoid. Even now at 2 years old, I'm like, what can she get into? Like, I'm on her. Like, everything she does. I'm super on the other kids too. They're a little older, but oh man, like, she don't get no break with me. Every drop, slip, fall, we at the doctor. Whereas my boys, you know, after the couple, you know what the beats and bruises look like. So you're like, oh, boys are gonna be boys. But I think because she was a girl and a baby after the loss of a baby, she just didn't get she got no breaks. Like, we be on her. Everything is a big deal, and she's just as dramatic to match our energy. So yeah, that's definitely how it affected me. Made me super more cautious. Next question, do you regret having kids now that you've experienced a loss this intense? No, I'll never regret, not even the ones that I lost. I'll never regret them. Nobody could have made them but me. You know, they're mine. There's something special about giving life that just gives you a sense of power. Like, I've always felt invincible after having a baby. Like, yeah, I know I gotta recover, but I got this. I just gave life, you know. I don't know if every woman feels like that, but you should. Like, when you're going through that for 10 months, backs, and y'all know everything we go through, we deserve to feel like superwomen. We are superwomen. Like, you know, we give life. Like, I give life. I feel like it's such a blessing, even when the blessing is cut short. It's a blessing nonetheless. So yeah. And the last question I got here is, what's your healing journey plan? Therapy, and she kind of gonna guide me the rest of the way. I've been journaling more. I've been more transparent with my feelings, mainly to myself, because I'm the one who needs to hear it. I'm the one who needs to, you know, address my feelings. So my healing journey looks like a roller coaster right now. Some days are better than others. Some days are rough. When I originally made this video, I've been looking at it for days. I've been trying to figure out, do I want to put this out? Is this necessary information? Why are people asking me questions like this? But then I realized the reason I did this all along was, you know, my story is not just for me. There are so many other moms that I know that have lost their kids that I know can't speak on things like this, that people don't understand the real ins and outs of going through stuff like this. So just thank y'all for asking the questions. I will answer as many as I get. Next episode is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to work on some of my coping mechanisms, things that I hope, you know, y'all have in common with me. And yeah, so now questionnaire is done. We are about to get ready to go to the river, and we're gonna go release lanterns for my baby. And all right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to my channel. We did go to do the lanterns, but that was a botched idea. They started setting on fire and they didn't go off like we wanted them to. So anyways, it's okay. Tradition is still locked in though. We'll be better prepared for y'all to view it next time. But thank you for watching my Q&A. And as always, live, laugh, love, and eat.